In today's video, we will learn how to create your first form. Let's get started. Creating a form is easy, just click on Create Form. You will have 3 options. We will explore the Choose a Template and the AI Form Creator later. For now, we will select the option Start from Scratch. Enter the form name and select your folder. You can also create a new folder from here and put your form into a new folder. Editor is divided into 3 different sections. On the left side, you have all the form fields. Middle section you have forms, a welcome screen, thank you screens, and on the right-hand side have all basic settings. Let's start with the Welcome tab. By default, Welcome tab is disabled because not everyone might want to have a welcome screen on their form. Let's turn it on and change the text. You can use basic text formatting options like bold, italic, and change text color. On the right side, you will find the font option. Let's change the text font to Inter. Font weight won't work as the text has inline styling. So you need to remove the style first and then choose the font weight. You can increase and decrease font size and adjust line height from here. We have different form fields for welcome screen. To add a logo or any image, just drag and drop image field and upload your image. You can change image size by enabling change width. Similarly, add a divider. You can change divider style and color from Setting tab. Next, add spacer in form. With the help of this slider, you can adjust the space height. Let's add another paragraph field with text to complete our welcome form. Moving to the next section, which is the form section. Let's explore the form field one by one. Name field. On the right-hand side, we have a configuration setting for this particular field. When we toggle the required field, red asterisk mark appears next to the text, which means that the field is required, and you cannot submit the form without completing this field. By clicking split field, the entire field will be converted as first name, middle name, and last name. You can disable any field if you don't need it. Let's keep it as a single field. You can change the field name alignment here. The moment you click the last option, your field name will become placeholder text. Let's keep it as a left align. Enter your placeholder text here. Helper text provides additional hints for the user. You can have it as a tooltip or beneath a name field. Next is validation. It validates the input field to allow the alphabets, numeric or alphanumeric. Then we have the option to set the maximum length. Set it to 100. It won't accept the name of more than 100 characters. If you want to collect multiple data for the same field, then you can use repeat field option. Let's turn on repeat field and enter the number of times you want the user to repeat this field while collecting data. Let's change the name field title and click on Publish. Add more appear next to the field. Now you can enter the names of 3 participants. You can easily remove this field if it is no longer needed. The result page will show the names of both participants. Let's look at the next interesting feature, which is Mark as Sensitive Data. When you mark a field as sensitive data, it is visible only to the form's admin and not to team members. As an admin of the form, we have access to the data. Anna is a team member who does not have access to sensitive data. So an asterisk will appear instead of the name. Allows Anna to gain access to confidential data. Now Anna can see the name field. This way you can specify which team members have access to which data. Let's explore advanced settings. You can hide this field from the user by enabling this option. Let's turn it off for now. Autofill is useful for saving users time when filling out common fields such as name, email, and address. Enter fname as the query parameter. Let's see how it works. As you can see, the name field is empty. In the browser, type fname equals Ron Phillips and press enter. You can see Ron Phillips is already filled out. This way you can pre-fill some of the form details by passing query parameters. Next field is address field. Split field give you more control over address details. You can hide fields that are not required. Let's keep it single field for now. The rest of the setting is similar to the name field. Next field is email field. We've already seen this basic configuration. Let's move to the enable verification. It allows you to verify email ID of the user. In an advanced setting, we have domain validation. You might want a user with a specific domain name to be able to fill out this form. Let's see how it looks. Try an email ID with a different domain. You will get an error message. Enter the same domain name mentions in domain validation and press submit. You can see the OTP verification pop-up. The system sent an email with a verification code. Enter the verification code and your email address is successfully verified. This is all about the email field. Let's jump to the next field, which is phone number field. For phone number verification, OTP will be sent to your phone number through an SMS. When you enable verification, this field will be required field because we have to make sure that people enter their phone numbers. By default, when you create an account, you will receive 4 credits for phone number verification. If you want more credits, you can buy it here. The next field is date picker. Let's focus on unique features of this field. You can change date format and date separator using this setting. If you want to know when this form was filled out, simply turn on this option. If you disable the field, then this date field will be pre-selected and your user will be unable to change it. Date range. You can choose a date range, and if users try to go beyond it, they will receive a submission error. The next one is time picker. You can set the time format by selecting one of the options. Again, you can set a time range, which is similar to the date picker. Next is Calendly field. Click on Authenticate to connect your account with Calendly. Your account connected successfully. Select Quick Call from Add Event dropdown. You can also map your name and email fields. When you enable this option, the calendar will appear after you submit the form. This is very helpful when you want to create a form where you can collect details first and then show them calendar. You can see that we are presented with Calendly option. Let's select a date and time for the meeting. Name and email address are already autofilled. This is all about Calendly. The next field is input field. Input fields that allow users to enter non-standardized responses. You can change the validation type as per your need. Rest of the setting is similar to other fields. The next field is the number field. Let's create an interest calculator to understand this field clearly. Rename this to the principal amount. Add 2 more number fields called the rate of interest and number of years. To perform arithmetic, we are going to use a calculated field. Add the interest calculator formula here. We are going to do at the rate calling here. Hey, at the rate, select your name field, your total interest. For at number of years will be. This will fetch values from the mentioned field. Let's see it in action. Enter the values. User's name and years are shown here with the interest value. This way you can create a calculator in real time. Move on to text area field. It is used to collect user inputs like comments or reviews. You can change the number of rows here. Let's take a look at the page break element. It is used to break long forms into multiple steps forms. Simply add a page break field anywhere that you want a new page of your form to begin. Let's name these steps. You can change this content by clicking step settings also. Let's see how it works. Personal information appears here, and then we have an interest calculator. The next field is the drop-down field. MakeForms provide you with a predefined list. If you select country, it will show you just a drop-down of country name. You can edit these values as per your requirements. Country, state, city will show 3 different fields. When you choose a country, states within that country will appear in a drop-down menu. When you choose a state, cities within that state will be displayed. Let's assume we want the customer to choose a car brand and then show them the models that are available for that brand. To do that, You have to enable multiple drop-downs and click on Edit Value. Enter your car brand here. Click first option and enter all model names for this brand. Do the same with the second option. That's all you have to do. Let's see the result. Let's select one option and you will see all BMW models. This way you can create a connected drop-down. Next is the number drop-down. It just accepts numbers as a value. Single choice field allows the users to select only one option from the given set of options. You can add multiple values by clicking Add More or add them from here. Spread to column option, arrange your value one beside other. Add other option is added in your set of options. Let's see how it works. You can turn them into pills or images. For images, you have to upload the images from here. Let's upload the remaining images also. The display indicator creates a very light radio field on the image. Image text will appear when you enable the display label. Next field we have is multiple choice field. Let's create a quiz to understand this clearly. In setting you will find multiple selection option. Default allows you to select all options. Second option is to restrict user to numbers of selection. We allow users to select up to 3 options. Let's see it in action. Select any option and hit submit. System does not allow you to submit a form unless we select 3 options. Next option is range of selection. Enter the range. Let's try submitting the form without selecting any option. It will prompt you to choose at least one and a maximum of 3 options. You cannot select more than 3 options. File upload fields are used to provide users the ability to attach files to their form submissions, such as photos, PDFs, or other documents. You can enable users to upload multiple files. You can enter the maximum file size here. You can allow the user to upload a specific type of file by selecting File extension here. If your file format is not listed here, you can select other option and type your file format. Next is the rating field. You can increase the count from here. In rating type, there are 2 options, star and emoji. This is what it will look like. Next, we have Likert scale and Net Promoter Score. In Likert scale, we can decide the range. We can also add labels suitable to that range. If you change the scale, you do not need to adjust the label again and again. The Net Promoter Score scale cannot be changed. You have the option to modify the label. Then there's the like-dislike button. It only has basic parameters, similar to another field. Next, we have a slider. In the settings, you can specify the range and step for the slider. As we slide this, the number grows by 50. You can use a slider field in the calculated field. Let's say you select the number, and it will square it. Add formula here, slider into slider, and rename this field. You can see any number that we add, it just shows a square of that number. Move to the legal consent field. It allows users to agree or disagree with your terms and conditions. Click on Insert Link and paste URL of your website's terms and conditions page. This text is now linked to the terms of use. If you enable Show Legal Content, a text field will appear in which you can paste your content for reading. Let's use dummy content here. Your legal consent will be displayed here, and you can accept the terms without reading them. Let's turn on the Enforce Reading. As you can see, these options are disabled. When you review all of this content, these options will appear. Let's take a look at the e-signature field. It allows your respondents to sign the form right before submission. Next is the URL field. This allows you to just accept URLs. Then we have the matrix field. The matrix field is used in surveys and other forms where you want to allow your users to rate multiple items in a single field. Let's create a feedback form using a matrix field. You can add as many rows and columns as you want. The best part is that you can decide what kind of options you want within this column. You can have text box, checkbox, or drop-down columns. This is how you create a dynamic matrix field for your form. Next is the layout field. Within this layout, you can add other fields. Let's add a name and address field to this layout. Also add a title above this. It will appear side by side like this. The last field is the repeater group. It will repeat the group of fields. Let's add some fields to this repeater group. We want information about 3 people. This field repeats a maximum of 3 times. Let's see how it works. You can add up to 3 attendees' details. This is how you can repeat the group of fields. Isn't that amazing? We have covered all of the fields within the MakeForms. Let's take a look at the thank you screen. These are the options you have for thank you screen. You can add CTA here. It is pretty similar to the welcome screen. If you turn off the thank you screen, you will be presented with the option to enter URL. When you submit the form, you will be redirected to this external URL. With this, we are done with basic form creation and all form fields. Stay tuned for more tutorials.